Oh my gosh, I'm so late. I'm sorry. This the stream is super late. It's already 12 a.m. here. I had stuff to do, that's why. So so yeah, we're going to play the Masquerade Coteries of New York. Coteries. How do you pronounce that? Anyway, I know. No, I haven't played the old games, but I was watching a walkthrough of it when I was still uh, in elementary, I guess, or maybe in high school. Someone was playing the Vampire Masquerade, the very old one in PC. But anyway, so we'll be playing this one, and it's interesting that they are having this narrative style, dating sim style. Are we going to date vampires? We'll see. Anyway, let's start. There. Oh, we gotta choose what we are. Our clan, Bruja. Isn't that witches? Bruja. Anyway, the rebel against power, rage against authority. A seemingly insignificant man with significant ideas will join their ranks tonight. Ventrue. The aristocratic blue bloods embody wealth, sovereignty, and control. A top-level corporate executive will join the ranks tonight. Blue bloods. What are they? Hunter? Toreador. I'm sorry, I don't know mythical creatures that much. Toreador. The divas seek thrills of art, romance, and cruelty amid stagnant undeath. A tormented artist will join their ranks tonight. Well, you see, I'm a bit biased. If there are women, so let's go to Venture. And my name, what will be my name? Just my name. Will it accept my long name? No. My shortcut will be just Chasan. Okay, let's go. Accept. Excuse me, my cat. My cat is in front of the TV. New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate back then when I was... wait, what? Okay. When I was a human, I would have told you it's just superstitious bullshit that we are all designers of our own destinies. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened in the very same place you're standing in right now. By the way, wrong way to read it, I'm sorry. It happened in the very same place you're standing in right now, by the way. Fate, you decide. Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen a little longer. See, my mistake was that I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. I was decent. This, oh, just like practice English. No, I was, yeah, myself. I was hot shit. I had it all: money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in my eye. The one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would fit me much better. She was a she was a ninth generation. The what's this? The box is so small. Wait, let me. Is there some kind of setting? Maybe it's because of the text size. Okay, let's make it small. She was. Hello, lambs. We're starting with this reading. She was a ninth generation kindred just like you, an apex predator. A predator, just like Lance. She probably enjoyed teaching me the peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. Temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate. A message saying you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of our sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom, it was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it if given the right tools. My sire didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and I'm still here, standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I've learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. My answer is, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be a day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from a plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate. I do apologize for it. But it is so rare for you to visit New York. 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you've never eager to inform me you're here. I understand you still have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much, don't get me wrong. But it's precisely because I value it that I am going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I trust to do the job well, and without attracting attention. You might think I'm crazy asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think it's impossible to get away with it unpunished. But this is New York, and I don't know about the other cities, but in this one, fate really exists. And right now, it's smiling in your favor. Ah, okay, this is how it begins. Oh, is this my office? Look at my office. It's very nice. Your phone rings, it's your boss again. The setting sun that filled your high-rise office an hour ago is gone. The city looks like an ocean of light from up here, spreading for miles to the north. You pick up. You're about to call it a day. Forget about the world of fintech and decompress at home. No dice. One of the investors wants to meet you. His voice, as always, the perfectly mix of authority and sleaze. I don't even know if that sounded like that. He'll come by your office in an hour. You look at the clock. An hour? He's got to be kidding. Yeah, I know, but stick around. He's a heavyweight. You'll want to make a good impression. Fine, you grit your teeth a little. The boss hangs up. 2 hours. Might as well pour another coffee into yourself and figure out how to best use this to your advantage. You suspect everyone knows that no, you're actually not happy with your current position. That in fact you feel squished against the glass ceiling that comes with the territory. Sure, your idiot superior might have gotten the job only because he's the CEO's golfing buddy, but you're going to put an unholy amount of work into your advancement. Times where you'd laugh off the idea of staying at the office until 9 p.m. You had a partner to go home to, the nightly Netflix and chill ritual to perform, complete with pizza or Chinese takeout. Ever since you moved up the ladder, though your hours have only gotten longer. Food, mostly at the company cafeteria, sometimes takeout, always in a rush. Praise the heavens for your crazy metabolism and dread the day it finally decides to give up. Yeah, office life. No time to eat properly. Well, thank goodness my work, like in real life, it has, work-life balance. Find a job who has a great work-life balance. No to overworking. No, no, no. Rest. At this point, the cleaning lady who takes care of your apartment probably spends more time in your bedroom than you do. You flash back to your boss quoting Shakespeare to impress his new, extremely attractive and uncomfortably young secretary. For some must watch while some must sleep. So runs the world away. Drinks mostly with colleagues, and they all pretty much hate you at this point. Another flashback, this time to the most profitable quarters in the company's history. Still, the board decides that layoffs were in order. Your boss didn't feel like letting people know in person, so he passed that privilege on to you. Gotta hand it to him, he always knew how to pick his battles. But maybe, just maybe, tonight is the night it's all going to change. You decide to play the good looks angle. Nothing too slutty. You leave your blouse slightly unbuttoned. Check if your ass looks good as you remember in your pencil skirt. Mirror say, yes. No, no, I don't wanna look too slutty. Unless, unless the client is a female. But no, the client's a male. No, but alright. It's not something you're proud of, but you've become too jaded to care. Knowing your luck, the investor is going to be one of two types. Self-obsessed Musk wannabe in his 20s or a fat old pervert drenched in cologne. You hear the elevator ding. Time to get the show on the road. Take one final look in the mirror and fix your hair as the footsteps echo across the empty hallway. The man who approaches your office is not what you expected. Why? He's sleek, to be sure, but he seems a bit more refined than your usual company man. Expensive suit, matching tie and shirt, confident in his strides, surprisingly good looking. That's good looking for you, scary ass guy. Good evening. I hope this unforeseen visit isn't too much of an inconvenience. God, that voice, you're taken aback by how smooth and strong it is, and his eyes, steel blue, cold, intense. He's all business, professional, treats you in a manner that's appropriate to your stature. Then he speaks, he actually looks you in the eye, not at your cleavage. Oh, cool guy. He asks some questions about your work, tells you how he noticed your input after talking to the CEO, another golfing buddy, and comes charmingly close to calling your boss an incompetent toothless. All the while, you try to guess his accent, but can't quite place it. European, sure, but where from? Okay, so European, I know I've kept you long enough, but would you indulge me and join me for a drink? But I'm sorry if this stream is just a reading stream. I wanna play something, relaxing. Is this even relaxing when I'm just reading? When I'm reading, of course, for a minute there it seemed like he wasn't that kind of guy. But what the hell, you go with it. He seems nice enough. Besides, it's not like you have other plans. The investor has a limo waiting downstairs, and the driver takes you to a high-end restaurant in Williamsburg. A seat is waiting for you in the deluxe lounge. It's just the two of you. Talk about this and that. Your companion seems to have a knack for history. So tell me, what would you do if you had full control of the company? You almost choke on your wine. Just your chance. You say what's been on your mind for months, but hide it behind a veneer of professional corpo babble. Refocusing, listening to your instincts for once, restructuring, kicking out your boss, aggressively pursuing new markets, getting the hell away from all these horrible people. He likes the sound of that. He leans forward, his eyes flash with intensity and something else. A strange emotion that wasn't there before. Oh, you do just fine. His words echo inside your head as you black out. You wake up. God only knows how much later. As you try to piece together what happened, you hear a familiar voice, the investor, or whoever the hell he is, talking to someone. You suddenly recall snippets, fragmented memories, his sapphire eyes intently locked with yours, his teeth suddenly longer and sharper. Oh, he was a vampire, of course. And something else, a feeling on your neck that takes you back to your last orgasm. A company trip to Florida, a sweaty room, the cutie from HR who doesn't work there anymore, and then darkness. Yes, I'm done here. Consider my debt paid. The investor pushes the other figure aside and walks away from the lounge, barely bothering to look at you. The door locks behind him. Some time passes before you find the strength to get up from the couch. You touch your lips. Blood. Did that asshole hit you? You try to stand up, but your head is pounding, and your stomach is like a heavy knot, pulling you down. You didn't have that much to drink. He must have spiked your wine. This is bad. You frantically check your clothes. Pristine. Doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, feeling hits you unlike anything else you've ever felt before. You fall to the floor, breathing in all-encompassing pain and hunger. The kind that makes your insides burn, that cannot be denied. I am now a vampire. Time to eat the people. I mean, drink the blood. You try to calm yourself down with the breathing exercise they taught you at some bullshit mindfulness course. That's when it hits you. You're not breathing. And holy shit, your heart should be jumping out of your chest with that realization, but it's not moving, not even a beat. The door unlocks. You hear a startled voice. A young man in a waiter's outfit, his accent thick with an Eastern European harshness, leans over and asks if you're alright. For a brief moment, you wonder what the hell he's doing here. Everything's wrong. Then his smell reaches your nostrils. It's intoxicating. Everything feels right again. He holds out his arm to help you stand up. You grab it firmly with both hands, and when you bite down, you sink your teeth right next to the old-school pin-up tattoo of Rita Hayworth on his forearm. What? In public? I'm sucking blood. Noob vampire here. Still a noob vampire. It takes you a moment to process what you're doing. Part of you wants to break away, but a stronger voice implores you to keep drinking. One thing becomes clear. You're definitely enjoying this. Lance, sound effects when I go drink when sucking blood. He only struggles a little and quickly falls to his knees. You can see his eyes now, pale blue and confused. You only bring yourself to let him go once he collapses onto the floor. Ugh! Your bite leaves a mess of his forearm. Poor Rita, all bloodied, missing half her face. Did you just drink this guy's blood? Oh, he's dead. I drank all of it. You spit out a piece of torn flesh. That's a... Why? Where? What was in that fucking wine? Barely able to focus, your Heart and lungs still motionless. You reach for your phone and dial 911. 911 operator, what's your emergency? My heart stopped. I can't breathe. What? I killed somebody. You don't say that to a 911 operator. You can't say my heart stopped either, cause why are you calling them if your heart stopped? I guess the safest is I can't breathe. Oh, look at me, I'm pretty. I can't breathe. Ma'am, where are you right now? The door to the lounge swings open. The man who enters is not the one that brought you here, though there are similarities. He's tall for one, broad-shouldered, handsome, dressed in an immaculate suit, but his skin is darker and the look on his face tells you he is not here to negotiate a deal. He notices the smartphone in your hand. Pass me the phone if you want to live. The man's voice is persuasive. Calm. That was not calm, but carrying clear threat. He's got the aura of viciously efficient corporate shark. You find it hard to argue with him. Ma'am, hello. I apologize for wasting your time. My new colleague got drunk, is now trying to impress everyone with her antics. Good night. Angelina Jolie. I look like Angelina Jolie. He disconnects the call and places your phone in his pocket. For whatever reason, you can barely take your eyes off the stranger, as hypnotizing as his presence is, though it is also highly discomforting. Good evening, miss. I'm here to pick you up. Sorry, my VA skill sucks. Who are you? Pick me up. Call an ambulance. Who are you? Who are you? I'm your guide through this perilous night. Perilous night, I mean. The stranger approaches the waiter and examines his body. Critical condition, but he might live. Anyway, he then sets his sight on you. I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like you, and going by experience, they tend to fall into two categories. First, there are the smart ones who carefully obey my every word, and don't try to pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And then there are the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on. The wise guy who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission. The troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got to the destination in one piece. In fact, most of them never reached their destination at all. His voice becomes slightly bored and monotone. You can tell he's given this speech before, like dozens of times. So you see, while I generally consider myself pretty smart, I'm also a Mets fan. It's one true weakness. One that inspired me to come up with the three-strike system when dealing with pups like you. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations. But cross me 3 times and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy. As he's talking, he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of theatrical swagger to his walk. Eventually, he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it. 3 strikes and you're out. Say I understand, sir, now. Eh, You're not the boss of me, but okay. Every atom of your being screams for you to obey his authority. I understand, sir. Fuck you, sir. What are you even talking about? um, let's be let's be goody two shoes for now. I, I understand, sir. Stick to that tone and you'll do just fine. Moving on, is there anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell them you're alright. He flashes his fangs briefly, and for some reason the sight sends a chill down your spine. There's something very wrong about him. Someone closest to you? My boss. I'm not close to my boss when I just said I don't like him. There's no one. Uh, Maybe I got no one. How do I have a pet? Do I have a dog? Do I have a cat? Um, okay, there's no one. Maybe I got none. 'Cause I'm busy at work, so I got no social life. No, I don't have anyone. The stranger squints at you. No family, no lover, no friends, nothing. A job. Your blank stare tells him the whole story. He immediately stops prying and gives you something even worse than a look of pity, a look of honest compassion. Well, that makes things simpler. But let me be crystal clear, just in case. From this point on, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. You're forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You're forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes looking for you, it's over for both you and them. That practice stone again. You put on your poker face and listen in silence. So unless you want your boss to end up at the bottom of Hudson, I suggest you cooperate. Don't tempt me. I mean, I would love that. Okay. Freaking sound, jump scare sound. He smiles, revealing his fangs again. There's something absolutely sickening about it. Suddenly, you feel overwhelmed by a sense of exhaustion. You pass out. When you regain your senses, you find yourself in in a stranger's arm. Jump scare sounds to hell. The man is holding you as you would a spouse who's had a little too much to drink. You try to break free, but it holds you close and gives you a cautioning look. Only when you cease your struggling does he let you go. Only now do you notice the change in scenery. You find yourself in a fancy lobby right next to the elevator. The place is virtually empty, save for a single concierge and some cleaning staff. Your companion gestures at the concierge as you pass, and he picks up the phone. The elevator arrives, the door opens, and the man motions towards the cabin. After you. I'm gonna scream. I'm not going anywhere. Where are we going? Where are we going? To a safe place. That's all you need to know. Trust me, you don't want to make this difficult. Just get in. Call for help. Demand to be let go. Step inside the elevator. Well, sure. I have a choice. Going against your instinct, you enter the cabin. Smooth jazz is playing over the speakers as the elevator starts its descent. You're dazed, panicky, but somehow locked in place. On the one hand, you find a stranger's presence oddly soothing. On the other, you can feel your body tensing up with stress. You can't help but think back to the young waiter. The doe-eyed look on his face, the confused look he gave you just before. No, it's better not to think about it. Plus, you have other things to worry about, like the fact that you're being kidnapped. The cabin door opens at the same garage you arrived at with the investor some hours ago. The man shows you a black Cadillac Escalade. Whoa, I saw someone walking. I know what you're thinking. Getting into a car with some strange man. Boy, sure seems like a dumb idea. Maybe I can make a run for it. I might be able to lose him. So let me be perfectly clear. Your best bet is to get in, relax, and enjoy the ride. The waiter. What do you want? I have money. The waiter. Do you think that waiter upstairs, is he going to be alright? Yes. You look him in the eyes and can immediately tell he's lying. No more questions. Get in the car, please. Make a run for it. Get in the car. I'm going to the car. Fine. Seems like the worst idea ever, but the man's made it very clear that you have no choice in the matter. We can't do anything because he's a pro-vampire and we're a noob vampire. We got no experience yet. What's your name? Oh, did he not introduce? I've got friends. Are you going to hurt me? Okay, what's your name? Let's get to know. Can I at least know your name? You'll know it when the time is right. Okay, useless. He takes a glance at his expensive-looking watch. Listen, you really need to quit stalling. We're on a bit of a schedule here. The sun comes up in about 2 hours, and I don't intend to be here when it does. The sun? What's this about? Schedule? Okay, I think our character is dumb. We need to ask questions. Simple questions. What does it matter when the sun comes up? You really don't know, do you? Good thing I got here when I did. He opens the car door and gestures towards it. You see no point in delaying the inevitable, so you get in. Oh, hey. The door locks behind you. The Cadillac is almost entirely dark. The side window seems light-proof. The man gets into the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without another word. How am I alive? Is this a joke? Did I die? Okay, sure. How am I alive? My heart, it's not beating. Aren't you in big business? What do you need a heart for, anyway? Listen, I realize you have many questions. Tomorrow you will get some answers, but tonight you need to do what I say. And right now I need some quiet, please. You feel too confused to protest. You stay silent for the rest of the ride, even as more questions bubble up to the surface. One of them being, did you actually kill someone tonight? Staring out the window, you find it hard to focus and quickly lose track of where you're headed. You can tell that you haven't left Manhattan. Another underground parking, almost featureless, empty. The car stops and the man opens the door for you. We're here. I just realized how fast the events are happening. Like there's no like fade out or fade in. It just happened. It's that we arrived. By the way, what's L2? Is this like a log? Yes, okay, it's like a log. Okay, R2 then. Dictionary. We'll be learning stuff. Okay. We're here. The stranger walks you to a nearby door. He opens it and motions at you to get in. Go on in, make yourself comfortable. If you get hungry again, take a look in the fridge. I'll pick you up tomorrow and you'll get your answers. Behind the door is a small room. No windows, just simple bed and single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. A small fridge is humming away in the corner, accompanied by a rattling AC fan in the wall. You're leaving me here? Yeah, you're leaving me here? That's it? You're just gonna leave me here? That's it, for now at least. Look, this room is your best chance of seeing another night. I realize you've been put in a problematic situation and it's not entirely your fault. Cooperate and you might still make it. You will learn more tomorrow, but for the time being, get in and get cozy. He gestures inside the room. Try to escape. Nah, let's just get in. Okay. A red light. Why? Oh, maybe yellow light hurts vampires' eyes. Maybe. Step inside. The stranger nods. Good night. He locks the door behind you. Looks very sturdy. You open the fridge. There's a single plastic bag there, filled with red liquid, no label. Tomato soup? You feel sick to your stomach. Best leave it for now. Oh my gosh, I still don't know that I'm a vampire. You lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame. At least it's not too filthy. You think back to how this evening began. This investor, is he friends with the dark-skinned stranger who picked you up from the restaurant? What happens now? Unable to relax, you spend an hour or so playing out various scenarios in your head. Eventually, you decide to give in and let the exhaustion take over. Whatever tomorrow brings, you'd rather face it well rested. Plus, there's no way in hell your boss isn't going to notice your absence tomorrow. That and maybe some of the restaurant staff will feel a pang of conscience. Someone will notify the police. Someone will find you, right? You flash back to the waiter's tattoo, the bloody Rita Hayworth winking at you over a pale mess of a wound. You did this, you bit him, you drank his blood, and it tasted good. But if you can never go home again... Not again! Jump scare noise. You're so tired. Your entire body tenses up one last time, and before you know it, you drift away into oblivion. You wake up. Wow, so fast. That in itself is a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. It didn't feel quite like sleep, more like plummeting into the endless void. You imagine that's how death feels like. This room is unchanged. The lamp is still on, the AC is still rattling, the refrigerator is still humming. You take a look at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. You slept for 17 hours straight. Wow, okay. Maybe you died, your breath is gone, and you feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that, but you're certain about one thing. You're hungry. It's not your stomach grumbling, though. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You open the fridge. The bag is still there. Take a closer look at it. If it's soup, then its color and texture are off. You pull the cork out, take a whiff. You recognize the smell immediately. Holy shit. There's no mistaking it. It's bagged blood. The smell is faint, and you remember some situation in the past where you found it nauseating, but now it's almost... No, not almost. It is enticing. You're hungry. You should drink, or else I'll starve to death. It feels wrong. But right now, there's barely anything in your life that doesn't. To hell with it. You pour a bit of the liquid into your mouth. Oh, just a bit. It tastes like shit. It's coppery, thick, and clings to your tongue and the inside of your mouth like a film of a dirt. You swallow hard regardless. The taste is foul, but somehow you kind of want more of it. As you take a second sip, sucking the blood out of the bag, you feel something pull in your insides. You double over, you're going to barf. You instinctively cover your mouth, looking for a place to vomit. Before you find it, a dark red wave washes over your hands and fingers. It hits the floor, splattering in huge, thick drops. You keep heaving for a moment longer. Nothing is coming out. Not blood, not bile, not even spit, but still something in your body wants to push it out. Push it all out, every last drop. As you recover, trying to wipe droplets of regurgitated blood from your dress, you hear the lock click. You see the door open. Standing there is the well-dressed stranger you met yesterday. Immaculate suit again, that predatory look. Like a hawk on the hunt. Like Lance to lolicons. Joke. But somehow more relaxed tonight. So like a tame hawk, maybe. Good evening. How was... He notices the spatter. Your red hand, sick look on your face. He barely contains a smirk. Oh, was the catering unable to satisfy your exquisite taste? Apologies. Offer him a drink? Was that really blood? That was foul. You know, let's be friendly. Let's be bros. Here. You can't tell me you can drink this. He takes the bag off your hands and pours all of its contents into his mouth. He closes his eyes, theoretically savoring the taste. When he opens them a few seconds later, he looks sharper, energized. Not all of us are picky eaters. Come on, we've got places to be. I should have some water and a towel in the back of the car so you can clean yourself up. No baths. Alright. The car is humming in the empty parking lot just outside the door of the cramped room you have spent the day in. The man motions to it politely, but with a stern look on his face. Rush the stranger? Hijack the car? No, let's be bros, let's be friends. It'll be nice to have a professional vampire friend. It's not like I have a choice, right? Correct, but your cooperation is appreciated nevertheless. You take the back seat again. The door's locked. The stranger takes the wheel and starts the car. You drive in silence for a while. From time to time, you keep trying to catch glimpses of familiar streets or landmarks through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. The car is also soundproof, so all you can hear is a bit of traffic humming in the car's engine. The driver doesn't say anything and seems focused on the road. Check the door handle. Yeah, the door is locked all right. A piece of dark glass separating you and the front of the car looks sturdy too. There's nothing left to do but wait. You didn't have time to think about it before, but you realize now that you're hungry? No, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You said that earlier. You become restless. This is essentially a kidnapping. Whatever this guy says about its purpose, it doesn't change the fact you're being held against your will, and you're not used to following orders when you can't delegate them to somebody else. You feel a need to get the semblance of control over the situation, so you decide to prove yourself useful. I know people in high places. I have worthwhile skill set. I can get you a lot of money. I don't think he cares about money. Probably connections or skill. Probably this one. Listen, I'm an investor advisor and I have a lot of experience in fintech. Whatever your organization is, it might find useful for me. I don't have any idea what fintech is, and honestly, I don't care to find out. A short pause. I'll be frank, currently you're in no position to offer anybody anything. The sooner you accept that, the better. Curse him out, call him a nobody, ridicule his lack of ambition. Let's be, we're pissed. Curse him. Pighead. Whoa. Okay, too much. Pighead F-boy. Hey. Language. A short pause. He actually looks insulted. Your attitude won't help you make any friends, and in your current position, you definitely need some. Consider that, preferably in silence. That dull hunger strikes again. The powerlessness hurts. You are used to people listening to you or pretending to care about your demands at least. Your driver doesn't play that game and it annoys you to no end. Takes you another 20 minutes or so to get to your destination. As the door opens, you try to get your bearings, and you're still in New York. That much is certain. Queens, maybe. After me. No sudden movements, please. You approach a nice-looking building that houses a two-story gallery called the Art Hall. Two large men in suits flank the door on both sides, and they give your companion a nod as you approach. Prompted by the stranger guiding you, you walk inside. The gallery is full, which is unusual at this hour, to say the least. Creepy background music. About 24 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigate the gathering, serving drinks. All of them are beneath this guest's attention. The visitors are well dressed for the most part, but it's unclear what they have gathered here for. Nobody seems to be particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Many guests turn to look at you and the stranger who brought you here. Their glances are varied. You see open contempt on a few faces and animated interest on others. Most of the eyes in the room calmly observe you, as if wishing to appraise your worth. This reminds you of your company meetings. You, the only woman in the room, silently judged not on her merits but her standing on the list, passed in clandestine email threads between your male coworkers, until HR found out, that is. Not the most pleasant experience, but there's no denying it taught you resilience. When others would cower, you now straighten up. When others would turn their gaze, you meet the eyes of the gallery's guests with confidence. Oh, finally, another woman. Good evening, Kadir, and to you, child. The noble cold voice takes you out of your head and back to the situation at hand. The gallery, a crowd of strangers. You being brought here against your will. For what purpose? The room awaits your response. Good evening, miss. Excuse me, what? What is this about? Let's be professional. Good evening, miss. You're addressing the Prince of New York City, Helen Panhard, child of Michaela. Prince? Oh yeah, Prince. Wow. Thank you, my sheriff, but I'm capable of introducing myself. She is somewhat plain looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm, but still the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over these people, that much is clear. You may address me as Prince, child. I realize your introduction into life was abrupt, and I understand your sires left shortly after. The rules of our society dictate I punish you both for this transgression. A murmur of agreement, maybe, can be heard from the gathered audience. But I am willing to listen to what our loyal sheriff has to say about the circumstances of your embrace first. I don't understand. Remain silent. Embrace? Is that a euphemism? Yeah, I don't understand. Wait, I'm confused. What are you saying? I think it shall all become clear momentarily. You were pushed headfirst into a world you have not realized the existence of. But before you can partake in it, there needs to be a trial. What? We need to have a trial when I was accidentally became a vampire? No consent. You're about to be judged by the court of New York City, Kadir. New York City, dot. Kadir, please tell us how you found this fledgling and what happened on your way here. Court? Prince? Is this some kind of secret society make-believe? A trusted informant who has chosen to remain anonymous at this time tipped me off about suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. Upon investigating, I found them gone, but his fledgling remained in their place. A reservation made in the private lounge of the patrician suggests this one sire had plenty of resources to spend. However, they are apparently also well connected. I lost track of them. Despite some reservations, she offered little resistance last night and cooperated on our way to the safe house. I was pleased to not have to force her compliance. Opening the door to the safe house tonight, I was greeted by a most disturbing sight of her drenched in regurgitated blood. Apparently, the bag's supply we kept in the fridge was not to her liking. See? The guy made good choices. The remark elicits a contemptuous chuckle from one of the gathered guests as they note the remains of the blood on your skirt. It was not an elegant sight, but that hardly matters, I suppose. Moving on. We had a quick chat, but wishing to appear here post-haste, I urged her to join me, which she did without struggle. A pleasant departure from my usual routine, I must say. During our drive here, she showed me her fangs, metaphorically speaking, posturing as we were equals, insulting me when it didn't work. I refrained from causing her physical harm, but I expect her ego might still be a bit bruised. He looks at you and flashes a nasty smile. The story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight. All eyes are on you again. You take a special interest in one of their faces. It's a beautiful woman with curly, almost blood-red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some bespectacled man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Ooh, nice character, interested on the redhead. Thank you, Kadir. I take note of his fledgling's behavior and will take it into consideration later. She turns her attention to you. First, there's a matter of your sire, the person who brought you where Kadir picked you up from last night. Who are they? Sire? Doesn't matter. Let's be honest, because it was his fault I became like this. So we gotta be honest. An entrepreneur, acquaintance of my boss, I think. Good looking, pale blue eyes, and some gray in his hair. Charming, abusive, cold son of a bitch. You feel tired and angry. This whole situation, spending the day in some underground parking lot, having to bear the looks of a room full of strangers, it's almost too much to take in stride. There's no reason you should take it all in stride, but you do, because if there's one thing your professional career has taught you, it's that. Yep, we're professionals. We may be a new vampire, but we're a professional when working. All because of that asshole, whoever he was. He never even gave you a name or a card. Nothing. Well, Kadir, does that sound familiar? No, it does not, or at least not familiar enough. I'll continue the search after we've done here. Can I go now? What happens now? Ooh, I could give that information, yeah. That man, he talked to somebody at the restaurant before he left. I can't remember what he said, but he wasn't alone. Maybe that's a lead you can follow. Did he know? That is interesting. I do hope the proprietor won't stay mad at us for losing one of his staff. New new class Lolicon vampires. No. Ikaw ray Lolicon vampire lens. Vampire na target rag bata. It's almost like he knows the waiter's fate is still bothering you and takes pleasure in pointing it out. Thank you for your observation. I will investigate it later. What shall I do with the fledgling, my prince? What is your recommendation, my sheriff? The traditions are clear. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. I am ready to fulfill my duty. Stay your hand for just a moment longer, Kadir. I wish to consult my council on this. Make sure everyone's in agreement. Of course. He seems strangely relieved. The prince leaves the main showroom and a handful of people follow her out. You're about to ask this Kadir what all that talk of tradition and council was, when the red-haired woman approaches the two of you. Yes! Sophie. Hello, Sophie. Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling. What for? She lowers her voice in response. Come now, Kadir. We all know what the verdict's going to be. Let me speak to them. You might not have to stain your hands tonight after all. Her words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are struggling for dominant: anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve. Domination. Oh my gosh. Reading in midnight. I'll go get my sword. That's unnecessary, Kadir. He steps out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the showroom with the woman in red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you. Well then, fledgling, you are in quite the pickle. What do you mean? What is about a sword? Maybe you'll tell me what the hell this is. Okay, What do you mean? I still don't understand what my crime is here. Poor thing. This really isn't your fault. But if you want to get out of here in one piece, you need to understand one crucial fact that seems to have eluded your grasp. Last night, you became a vampire. Wait, what? Oh yes, I am well aware of how ridiculous that sounds. It's the reason why we have this nicer word for it, kindred. Being embraced, having a sire, that fact remains. The beings called vampires? You're looking at them. They're us. You glance around. Some of the guests are still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of the patrons are pale, really pale. Most hold glasses of wine. No, not wine. It's not the right thickness, and not the right color either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. Makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank blood last night. There's no denying it. And your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. A vampire. Two voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice just keeps saying, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" on repeat. You're surprised. It's warming time! You're surprised. It is often how it plays out by design. Kadir deliberately keeping you in the dark and all. If you do nothing, you will be cut down, as sure as day follows night. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out, under one condition. I will take you under my wing. If you're lucky, the prince will be in a good mood tonight, and Kadir's complaints about your behavior won't influence her judgment. This society values docility. She might agree to this, but only if you swear fealty to me. Fealty? I am not making this offer lightly. As your patron, I will take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I will make sure you face the consequences. What happens if I agree? What if I refuse? Sure. You're saying the prince might have other plans for me. What will he offer to convince her? You'll see it yourself, hopefully. Now there are certain traditions and a history of our society in the city that I can tap into. My word might not carry that much weight, but it is not easily ignored either. Steps and hushed voices can be heard from the side room. It seems the prince and her council are returning to the showroom. Kadir appears from downstairs as well and starts walking towards you. When you hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I will intervene. Remember my condition. She flashes a heart-melting smile towards Kadir, who does not smile back. The sheriff's immaculate suit is now complemented by a curved, oriental-looking metal scabbard, fastened with a colorful sash around his waist. It would look vaguely ridiculous if it wasn't surprisingly intimidating first and foremost. Kadir takes his place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. Loyal kindred of New York City, Camarilla, gathered here tonight, I have made my decision. Sashay away. I have made my decision regarding this fledgling. Their behavior since being embraced has been disagreeable, and that does not bode well for them becoming a valuable member of our society. We are all keenly aware that these nights we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and their traditions more than ever before. As our trusted sheriff pointed out, there can be only one course of action. Although I acknowledge some of my council's divergent opinions on this. She takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, a somewhat plainly dressed, shyly looking man, whose skin has somewhat healthier tone. He bows his head in deference. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate. I declare that while their embrace might be the sire's responsibility, in their absence, it is their progeny that shall be punished. The sentence is final death, to be resolved presently. Kadir? Whoa! Going to cut my head, beheaded time. You hear a scraping sound and see that the sheriff has unsheathed his curved sword. It is a beautifully detailed blade which you expect must be worth a small fortune. Its apparent sharpness makes you freeze up. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Oh, I forgot his voice, sorry. His quiet mumble is audible to nobody but you. As his eyes met yours, you notice a hint of sadness in his countenance, one that quickly vanishes to give way to grim determination. And he's out too bad. You will not get another chance to speak up. Where's the interference? Oh, maybe I have to keep quiet. Okay. You meet the red-haired woman's gaze. She looks at you expectantly. You sink into despair. You are dead. She confirmed as much, and now you're expected to become a slave? Your life is over. That's all there is to it. Whatever this nightmare is, it's time for it to end. Maybe it's all just a bad dream waiting for you to wake up. Oh, I should have begged for mercy then. The blade slashes through your neck in a single clean cut. There's no stirring from his uneasy sleep. Just an endless void of nothingness. An endless void of nothingness. An endless void of nothingness. Wrong. I thought... What? What? I thought... I thought she would intervene when I keep silent. Oh my god. I guess not. That was a short game. Goodbye. No, let's do it again. I can't skip the credits right away. Chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom. Yeah, I can't skip the ending. I can't skip the credits. Wow. We just got a bad end early. Okay, while waiting, I'ma get drinks. BRB. I'm back. Problems of silent type people. Di lagi maglumhilom. Storya lagi. Di sa pwede magsaba-saba. Damn. Just in between na lang. Okay, let's... Oh my god, we have to do a new game. Okay, new game. It didn't give... I didn't even like save or something. I should have saved. OMG, how do you even save? Let's... Oh my god, let's... No, I'm Amanda now! Shh, I clicked accept. Can we skip the dialogue? Okay, let's... We can't skip. You should ask the name of your clients, you know? I thought you were professional. Look at that. I'm like pressing circle. Oh, I should be careful because of the choices. Oh my god. Okay, so we should be No! I chose my boss. No family, no love, no friends. Yeah. Jump scare sound effect. Okay, let's be, you know, let's try to be good. Wait, fucking, because the relationship I want is katong redhead. Sayop. Well, I'm eating. I'm eating. My god, the choices. Be careful. Can at least know your name. I already know your name. Kadir. Is that how you pronounce it though? Okay. No. I'm hungry. Oh yeah, so he was kind of pissed here, so I shouldn't swear at him here. I can't You don't know anything about me. You have no idea where I'm coming from or where I'm headed. Okay, whatever choice it pisses him off, of course. Hello, Prince. Hmm. How do you even save? It's save and exit. Okay, let's just do the beg for mercy option. I want to get to know Sophie more. See? When I hear the verdict, I will intervene. So I was waiting for her, but she did not intervene. Unless I beg. So fine, I will beg for freaking mercy. Okay, there. Spare me, please don't make me beg, god damn it. Prince, if I may ask you to stay the sheriff's hand for a while longer. There you go. Sorry, I'm eating. Kadir looks at the prince, awaiting her response. The sword is still hanging above you, threatening to fall at the moment's notice. Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Langley? Yes, if I may. At first, the prince looked somewhat annoyed at the distraction, but she stays quietly for a while, measuring the mood in the room. The bored elite suddenly look at you with aroused interest, some of them dismayed at not seeing the bloodshed, but all intrigued by the unexpected twist. The prince nods. Well, let's hear it. Sophie takes a few steps forward. All eyes are on her now. But Kadir's heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear you won't take advantage of the distraction. My prince, while the traditions are clear, I believe that the proper context should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws. This fledgling is a burden, but with proper guidance, they could become an asset to our domain. And I understand you are volunteering to take this unruly child under your protection? Yes, I am willing to give them a chance, and prove to the entire domain that they can adhere to our expectations. I will take nothing less than their full cooperation, naturally. Whispers can be heard again. An incredulous voice or two. A hush, just behead the fucker. Some suppressed exclamation of surprise. Silence. I ask all of you to make a note of this moment. I might be persuaded to bend one tradition in this child's favor, but another will have to be enforced even more firmly in its stead. Until thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. Are you certain that's a responsibility you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley? I'm willing to guide this fledgling and add a valuable ally to our sect in a time of need, yes? But I would like to receive the right of destruction over them, if it pleases you. Remain silent. Give me a chance to prove myself, Prince. This isn't part of the deal. I'm worth keeping alive, Prince. Give me a chance to prove myself. This remains to be seen. I do take notice of your tenacity. See that it doesn't become a burden. I shall grant what you ask. Let it be known, Sophie Langley of the Clan of the Rose will become this fledgling's patron. They shall be considered like sire and child. Miss Langley will take full responsibility for them, and I grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Let my intentions be clear. However, if I am to turn a blind eye to one of our most important traditions on this occasion, I expect it to be beneficial to the Camarilla, substantially so. I hope you find this verdict satisfactory, Miss Langley. Of course, Prince. Thank you. Thank you. Very well. She turns to you. What is your name, child? Amanda, Prince. Should I use a nickname? Will I even have the chance to use it? Amanda, Prince. I forgot to rename, but I'll be Amanda. She nods. Welcome to the Camarilla, Amanda. Now, this evening proved to be even more eventful than I anticipated, but with the fledgling's fate decided, I believe our meeting here can conclude. Thank you for appearing on such a short notice. Give my regards to those who couldn't make it. Kadir, a moment of your time before I let you return to your duties. Of course, Prince. He shoots you a side glance that doesn't leave a space for interpretation. You will be watched, you will be judged, and if need be, you will be punished. The two of them leave the gallery. Well, Amanda. Well, Amanda. Damn it. I'm Amanda. Well, Amanda, I think we've both already managed to significantly improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast to a new fruitful partnership. She raises her hand at one of the well-dressed concerts who have now reappeared in the showroom to refill the guests' glasses. The conventionally handsome man approaches with a carafe of red liquid. The memory of throwing up in the safe house is still fresh in her mind, and the idea that it could happen again is almost enough to reject the drink altogether. But there's no denying you want it, need it. I remember what Kadir said about your misadventure before getting in the car. Some of us have more delicate palates than others. Try to take a small sip, s'il vous plaît. That means please. Oh, she speaks French. Is she French? Is Sophie a French lady? Or is she saying fancy French words? He pours it into two tall glasses. Can barely wait until he hands you the drink. Your attention is fully on it. The fact that it's blood, you're certain of it, doesn't faze you this time. It's difficult to take a sip. Even though the taste is as foul as before, you're tempted to down the whole glass in one go. You wait before taking a second taste. You're glad you did. You feel a feeling like heartburn signals you can't keep it down. You spit it back inside the glass. Sophie looks intrigued. I'm not surprised. NYC caterers have very bourgeois ideas and about what good blood should taste like. Well, you just need to keep trying. At Sophie's request, the concierge serves you 3 other variants of blood. The first 2 are as horrible and indigestible as before, both ending up back in the glass within moments of tasting them. Before the 3rd try, you're almost ready to throw the glass at the wall in frustration, but finally this one's different. Instead of mud decay, a surprisingly rich bouquet of taste. You feel blissfully at ease, and Sophie takes notice. Ah, there it is, Jacob. Would you kindly let us know who the donor was? Leave the bottle, please. The concierge nods and leaves again. You take another sip and another. You empty the glass. The dull feeling in your stomach and head starts subsiding. You still want more. Sophie pours you another glass and refills hers. She takes a sip. You have a curiously specific taste, Amanda. Is it the clover notes, the traces of caffeine, or that bittersweet aftertaste of melancholy? You taste nothing of the kind, but it doesn't matter. It's tasty, but not as delicious as it was last night. Not as intoxicating. It manages to silence the hunger somewhat, though. I like it. I guess I like it fresh from the body and not from a bag. Drinking blood puts you at ease. It is a strange realization. The man named Jacob comes back with a small card and leaves it with Sophie. She takes a quick look and passes it on to you. It's somebody's medical details. An office worker. Male, Caucasian, 32 years old, blood type ABRH plus. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with RH. What's ABRH plus? I will search that. Because I'm AB plus. What's RH? Okay. Blue eyes, brown hair, no history of substance abuse, New Jersey native. Might one of these details be what makes the difference? Now that we have picked the right bouquet of your palate, this document should be useful in identifying your exact taste. Should they be 0 RH plus or Joycey boys? Joycey boys. But I believe you have more questions, no? Perhaps we should start with those related to sustenance. Oh, there you go. How much do I have to drink? Where do you get blood? How will I know what I can drink? Alright. Yeah, this is important. I feel this. Hunger. Constantly. How much do I have to drink to make it go away? The sad reality is, it will never go away. No matter how much you drink, you will always be tempted to have more. Unless you consume someone wholly to the last drop, paying for temporary relief with their life. But that is a one-way road to losing your humanity. Best start by just taking a single sip from a vessel. Be prudent. Hot, fresh blood will be more satiating than most anything that they serve in a fancy glass, but it can make you more voracious. As to how much you should have, it depends. If you're frugal, you can survive many nights without a single drink, but it's risky, and will tempt the beast that is part of our curse. Tomorrow I shall take you hunting, and we will explore this topic further. The blood you're having tonight shall be enough to keep you happy for now. You mentioned a beast. What do you expect of me? What do you mean by hunting? I skinned you. Dropping by. Okay. Persona 5. Uh, you mentioned a beast. The beast you mentioned, is that a metaphor or... Oh, it's quite real, although not in a strictly physical sense. It lives in all of us. Our nature and hunger manifest. Those more religious among us connect it to the biblical Cain, the rage of the first murderer, cursed by God, seething in all his descendants. I, however, am a child of enlightenment. Not that it makes my struggle any easier. I have to be wary like every other kindred in this city and blood. And beyond! Oh my god. Individual kindred each have a unique relationships to their beast. What yours is going to be remains to be seen. But you do need to keep it under control. Each outburst endangers not just you, but also the masquerade. Concierge returns, asks for permission to intrude, which Sophie gives you with a polite smile. and leans in to whisper in her ear. You note that the gallery is now almost empty. But I have more questions! Fine. I'm being told the gallery is about to close, but we still have quite a lot to discuss. We'll go to one of my apartments. My jalopy is waiting downstairs. Come. Oh, are we going to sleep together? Please let us sleep together. Let's stay in one house, please. The smile she puts up could tip any negotiation towards her favor. Her words are like honey, and she makes it impossible to take your eyes off of her. You're under her spell momentarily. Sophie leads you to a luxurious silver Rolls Royce and invites you to sit in the back. The chauffeur, a broad-shouldered, clean-shaved middle-aged guy, starts driving immediately. Where did we leave off? I believe I started telling you a bit more about our customs. You heard the prince refer to our traditions. The chief among them is the Masquerade. I feel my... Wait, I'm eating. Sorry. As you might have gathered from us assembling at the niche gallery after closing time, our comings, goings, and doings tend to be somewhat secretive. We do not advertise our existence. We allow myths and modern fiction to morph and muddle the facts, so to the vast majority of kind, we remain bedtime stories and pop culture icons. Say, is that one television show about the vampire angel still popular? Vampire angel? I'm not familiar. You shake your head in confusion. She shrugs and continues talking, looking a little bit more dejected than before. Our clandestine ways help us remain safe, allow us to explain away the occasional trip up to the rational minds of the 21st century humanity, and dictate much of our interactions with mortals. What's the risk? Is your driver a vampire too? Wait, what about my career then? Let's ask. Let's get to know everyone. So, if it's such a secret, then I'm guessing your driver is a vampire too? Oh dear, Gregory here? No, not a vampire. Although he is a loyal servant and as such trusted to not spill our secrets left and right, you will realize with time that such help is welcome. Gregory watches over me during the day hours. Sunburns are kind, that's why we take our rest when it rises. It's more akin to being dead than asleep, as I'm sure you've already experienced. But not everything you've heard about vampires is true. Some more folk-related threats are just legends, or are occasionally a minor nuisance. Garlic, running water. Even religious symbols don't repel us, unless the wielder is uniquely pure and godly. Stakes through the heart, though, that's something to avoid. They do not destroy, but they do paralyze us. Well, that's just another reason to have somebody like trusty old Gregory making sure you're safe when you drift away. We have many enemies, and they often know their advantage lies with daylight. Call center. Do vampires watch each other back? So it's good to keep human friends? How can you trust your driver? Yeah, let's get to know if other vampires are friendly. You mentioned enemies. I guess that makes it necessary to watch each other's backs. Can you count on other vampires for that? She surprises you by letting out a soft chuckle before answering. No. Our little sect supplies social interactions aplenty, but it doesn't really encourage counting on someone. Support given in exchange for favors. Yes, that's more like it. Long-term solidarity does occur in the Camarilla, but we are a very politicized organization by necessity. Loyal is to your sire, to your prince, and to the sect. When you're in Elysium, like we were tonight, the sect can appear to be a monolith. The reality is more complex. Outside of official gatherings, shady deals, and a quid pro quo mentally reign supreme. Reign supreme. She seems to be in lost thought and falls silent for a while, leaving you to ponder all the things you've learned tonight. It still it still feels absolutely unreal, but as piece after piece of knowledge falls into place, the image becomes almost like an entirely logical jigsaw puzzle. Whatever you wouldn't believe on your own, you've witnessed. Many questions swarm your thoughts, but the one you keep returning is what your place in this new reality should be. The car stops. You are in the city, in front of an old but well-renovated apartment building. We're here. Would you like to see your lodgings? My own apartment? Neat. Is it another parking lot room? Do I get a loyal servant? Um. Okay, let's be fun. I get my own apartment? That's neat. Consider it, consider it the first of many gifts that I'm able to grant in exchange for loyalty. Come upstairs. I'll give you loyalty. In bed, just kidding. She leads you through a small hall with a night guard who greets Miss Langley with good evening, and you take the stairs up to the second floor. Sophie opens the door to room 209. Maybe I'll be ending it by 1. What time is it? It's 1:34. Maybe in 1:40 I will end. Inside are all the amenities you could expect from a modern apartment, and some you wouldn't have deemed necessary just the previous night, including thick blinds on the windows. The back room has a comfortable looking bed and a thick steel door with several sturdy looking locks but no windows. Well, how do you like it? It's a great room. What? Can I choose another? Whoa, don't be like that. I'm not like that. This is great, thank you. I'm glad. Make yourself at home. Tomorrow I will take you hunting and discuss the blood in more detail. I'll let you get comfortable. The keys are by the television set. I'll come pick you up tomorrow night. Use the back room for rest. You can lock the doors just in case. It stinks a bit when she leaves. It's like the room suddenly become a few shades dimmer. You inspect the kitchen, hoping to find something to drink. Nothing. No regular food either. Feels strange that Kadir could be a more thoughtful host than your new sire, even if only in that respect. You briefly wonder if the sheriff might have a hidden side. With nothing left to do, you lie on your couch with the TV playing in the background for company. Columbo reruns. Kojak reruns. President of the United States got himself into serious trouble again. President of the United States got himself out of trouble again. Pundits start yelling over each other about things that seem a little bit less insignificant just 2 days ago. Start drifting off, reflecting about another night of confusing conversation and worldview shattering revelations. How many more before you finally understand what happened to you and what you're supposed to do now? Keep coming back to the life you left behind, the people you should contact, the things you want to pick up from your apartment. You wonder when you'll have the chance for either. As you start to feel the same tiredness that made you drift into a cold sleep last night, you settle in the back room. The bed is comforting, the lack of windows less so. You leave the light bulb on. Looking at it, you realize it's the closest you'll ever come to staring at the sun on a breezy summer day again. A wave of melancholy overwhelms you. Oh my gosh! Freaking, freaking jump scare noise. A few minutes later, your consciousness fades and you take the plunge into darkness again. Sinking, 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 sinking. Oh! What's this? Okay, there's nothing to do with it. Tutorial. Hunger is the heart of a vampire's existence. To ignore it is to tempt the beast, to take over in its desire to feed. To overindulge in feeding may threaten the masquerade while sustaining what humanity you have left. Coteries of New York, having high hunger is indicated by a progressively thicker bloody frame around the screen like the one you see now. I see. As your hunger grows, so does this indicator. Your hunger may increase when you call upon your vampiric powers, or when you need to mend your wounds after a fight. When your hunger reaches the maximum level, you will receive a warning after you complete a piece of the story. Ignore it at your own peril. Oh, I guess some choices might only become visible if your hunger is high enough. Similarly, high hunger may block off some choices, as you will be able to see after pressing continue. Oh, I see. To decrease your hunger, you'll need to feed. Whenever you see a feeding opportunity, you can take the risk to hunt and slake your hunger. Feeding opportunity. You will need to keep the hunger at bay. If you are to uphold the masquerade and survive the nights await you. Okay, so we gotta maintain our hunger. And so, I guess I can end the stream here. And we can continue. Can a female vampire eat her? No! Lads! The, basically, they're dead na. So, when it's like nothing, they won't have what it's like period anymore. But other people's period, I'm not sure. I don't think that's very clean. and I don't think that's yummy and clean. Blah. Anyway, I think I can end it here. So I thought it will only be, choices, but I guess we have to deal with hunger as well. Anyway, let's save and exit. There. Hello, Sophie. So I guess I can let's Alma end the stream here and see you in the next stream. That would be next week, I guess. Because tomorrow I'll be busy at work. I don't think I can stream tomorrow, so next week. Goodbye and good night.